momentum. And I want you to drop, what are you going for this month? What is it? What are your goals? Drop them. Let's celebrate them, because we have a ton. People are going for highest points. People are going for ranks. It's just insane. Biggest, most joins, whatever it may be. Please drop what you're going for, and let me get this. Let me share my screen. All right. All right. Awesome. Sign another level 1 business builder. Oh, I love that goal. Jenna, Ruby, Allison, Heather Davenport, re-rank gold. All right, re-rank senior silver gold, 650 points, 200 points, grow my points from last month by 50. Still shooting for senior gold, senior silver, re-ranking gold, and pushing for 150 points. Level 1 business builder. I love it. Ruby. Oh gosh, I love it, you guys. Seriously, like, this is the time to lean in and just do the things you are avoiding, because we know the thing that we are avoiding is the thing that we need to do. And aren't you just tired of just not doing the thing that you're avoiding? It's like that thing in the back of your head, and you're just like, if I could just do this, I think it might work. If I just get a little uncomfortable, I think it might work. I will tell you, it will work. Okay. It will work. Okay. So I am going to share my screen really quick with you guys, and we are going to walk through this PowerPoint together. Okay. So let me know if you can or can't see it. Patty, let me know if you can see it, because I can just see you. Can you see the PowerPoint? Okay, awesome. Why do I always have such a time trying to present these things? Hold on one second. Let me really quick. Sorry. Hey, Brianna, where are you? Did you get up here? Where is she? Or can I make someone the admin or co-host? No, she's gone. Okay. Who else is on? Sorry, I just need to make someone a co-host so they can enter the stuff in. Allison, I see you. Okay.
You're good. You can make me.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I just, like, in case people come in here, sometimes I just can't see them, and I need the eyes on here. Okay. All right. Thanks for being patient. Okay, crushing months in, the power of the follow-up and closing the deal. All right, so we already celebrated. Let's celebrate. Record-breaking numbers happening on our team, more joins than ever, and more rank ups than ever, you guys. Like, honestly, last month and then this month, it is like just a domino effect. And so what I want to talk about is what has happened in the last 90 days that has allowed my team to do this. You guys, your team, ask yourself that. What has happened in the last 90 days that has allowed my team to be where I am today? What must I do to keep this momentum going? And so what I want you guys, Tess got fancy with this. Okay. Momentum is energy. Okay. And so momentum is you as the leader. You muster up that momentum. And as a result of that energy, are you hitting goals? Your team adding the most, you developing silvers, people being inspired to work the business, all of those things, that comes from your energy. Okay. And so whatever it is that you did the last 90 days is a result of where you are right now. So think about it. What did you do? What did you do more of? What did you do less of? What did you change? Think about all of those things that you did in the last 90 days, because what you did is the reason you are here right now. And so maybe you got tired of being in the same position and you switched it. Maybe you had other thoughts and you're sitting here thinking, what the heck? Like, okay, what can I change to not be where I'm at? Here's the thing. The people right now that are in momentum, that are ranking up, that are bringing business builders along, that are, seeing the highest number of points, that are developing, they were tired of where they were. They were tired of staying at the same points. They were tired of seeing their points go backwards, and they were tired of building a business alone. And so here's the thing. I feel like a lot of the times when you feel that pain of staying at the same points, of seeing points go backwards, of building a business alone, or whatever it may be, you get to a point where you're like, I'm ready to change this. I'm ready to change this. And so the people that you are seeing just do all the things right now. They're having momentum. It's because they got tired of staying in the same place. Okay. So drop a 1 in the comments if you are tired of staying in the same place and you're ready to make a change. All right. So what changed? Something motivated them to start creating this energy of momentum. They decided to get out of their comfort zones and do what most successful people are doing. So that may be, them saying, okay, did I get on the phone? That's them getting on the phone after we continuously say, get on the phone, get on the phone, get on the phone. Did you get on the phone? Well, she was busy. Well, this and that and the other. Did you ask for the referral? Did you ask for 3 friends? Well, I just skimmed over it. Okay. Finally, they're like, well, nothing else is working. Maybe I'll do what they're telling me to do. Finally, maybe I'll just do something that they're telling me to do. And it works. So something shifted in the last 90 days in their thoughts, and it has just now shown up in their results. You guys, that is why we're taking on this 90-day push. Okay. And it's not too late to get in. Like, jump in. You can do 90 days. I started a mastermind in the middle of February that was supposed to be like, they started it in January. Did I care? No, I just started it and it's been so great. So you don't have to have a fresh calendar month to start your 90 days. Start it right now. You can still jump in and start your 90 days. And so I want you to think about, what are some things that you can shift, or what are some things that you did shift for you to be where you are right now. So if anyone's open to sharing things, that if you're seeing momentum right now, what mindset shift, what action shifts are you, or did you change over the last 90 days? I'd love to read those and share those. I'm sure other people can relate. All right. So consistency, the people you see having momentum this month have been doing all the things consistently. They didn't have to wait for an incentive to promote activity. If we just focus on consistency with intensity moving forward, you'll be taking advantage of momentum too. And so I know last month, some of you guys worked so freaking hard for that remarkable tablet, harder than you've ever worked, maybe. Or maybe the biggest month of personal recruitment, adding 6. Some of you might not have ever added 6 in your whole entire Plexus career life, but you worked super hard for that remarkable tablet. And what I want you to think, what would, if a remarkable tablet is going to make you do that, what would $20,000 a month do for you? If you're going to work super hard for a remarkable tablet, what would $20,000 a month do for you? What if you went into the month, or what if you continuously had that drive and that momentum that you had for that remarkable tablet throughout your business? Because you guys, our business is fluid. We don't just hit a goal and then take off the brake, right? Our business is fluid. We want to hit silver, gold, senior gold, ruby, senior ruby, emerald, sapphire, diamond, whatever it may be that you want to do. We don't just stop and get comfy when we hit the goal and take our foot off the brake, right? That is what last month I saw it. It's like, oh, I got the remarkable tablet. I'm good. I'm done. And I see it a lot of the times too in the month too. It's like, oh, I hit my goal, taking the foot off the brake. Oh, I reached my rank, 3 days early. No reason for me to keep working. You guys, that is not consistency. That is not consistency, and that does not help your business. So consistent actions create consistent results, and we know that. All right. Give me 1 second. I can't see the top of that. All right. It says, whatever you were able to create this month, imagine if you worked like that long term. Okay, I just basically said that. What if you chose to see yourself as a diamond and worked with that passion and conviction all the time? What if you worked with such excitement and rigor every week of the month? Hint, you could buy as many tablets as you wanted. You guys, what if, like I just said, what if you worked with the same mindset that you had last month, when you came in and you're like, I'm going to earn this tablet. I know so many of you guys are like, I'm going to earn this tablet. I'm going to earn the tablet, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. What if you just started continuously having that momentum throughout the month? Because listen, the idea is not to just work in segments of momentum, right? Like, it's an energy, you create it. It just doesn't happen. You have to literally rub those 2 sticks together and create that momentum. It starts with you. You are the leader, and it starts with you. And I want you guys to understand that it's not what your team is doing. It's not what your sidelines are doing. It's not that your team's not working, because the number one thing I hear is, I just need a business builder. I just need a business builder. And I always think, if you cannot develop someone yourself, if you cannot consistently show up, if you cannot get your IPA in, if you are not showing up to team events, team calls, X, Y, and Z, no, you don't. You've got to get right on your end before you even try to develop a business builder. And so how that happens is showing up consistently, showing up with excitement. Because you guys, excitement is contagious. I don't care what you say, excitement is contagious. When you go into a situation and you are excited, people are going to catch on. So what if you care just as much about your team's next rank as you do about them earning their tablet? So this was just kind of reflecting on last month, because I know we were like, girl, you can do it. Get your last two. You got it. But what if you actually were cheering them on and you're like, girl, you can do this. Let's get on a Zoom. Let's figure out how you're going to get gold this month. Let's see how many people you need. Let's see who can go silver. What if you took your team's goals and you helped them get there, right? You set up a Zoom, you got on a call, you sat down. If someone is going for a rank, offer the call, offer to look at their points, offer to help them figure out how they're going to get to where they need to be each week of the month, you guys, because here's the thing, we know that if we want to get to where our goal is, we have to help people on our team, right? We have to. And the thing is when you take your eye off of your goal and you pour it into your team's goal, you're going to fly past those points. It is a given. I have been both. I have been so stressed about my points at certain times in my business, and I have not been stressed about my points in certain times in my business. And those times that I haven't been stressed are the times that I put my goal aside. I don't necessarily say aside, but it wasn't so much as me. It was, how can I help Brianna? How can I help Heather? How can I help Morgan? How can I help X, Y, and Z? And when I just put my head down and I help those girls, that's how we went Sapphire. Oh my gosh, like everyone, we were digging in. Sorry, we were digging in. And geez, I hit Sapphire at 8:30 in the evening. Come on, you guys. If you guys know, like that is truly digging in and just taking your eye. I'm not saying don't track your points. I'm not saying don't know where you are in your business. I'm saying when you take your eye off of your goal is your team, right? Your goal is getting your people to their ranks. Okay. And so that shifts. Okay. And that's the big shift that I feel like happens from senior silver to gold, because you're creating a team in that little segue from rank, because you want to start to really duplicate as you're going from senior silver to gold. That's when you really want to start learning how to duplicate. I mean, shoot, you can duplicate right out of the bat, but you've really got to start getting that, that mentality down, because the faster you learn it, the faster you're going to build a bigger team. Because personally, just you recruiting and you just recruiting, that's what we call a bathtub business. And I know that Brianna went over that last week, but that's not sustainable. It's just not. Like, there's no way that you can grow past a certain point on your own. And so you have to get uncomfortable and you have to start learning to duplicate, and you have to start posting and talking more about the business. Okay, so make it happen. Follow up for the end of the month, follow-up system. So I won't be able to drop it in the PDF in the chat, but Addie actually sent, last time we did this, like I don't even know, a few months ago, she wrote it all down and sent it to me, and I'm going to put it in Hope Dealer. So you guys will have that. But okay, don't look at this chart just yet. Okay, so I wish this thing would go away. This little mute button drive me crazy. All right, so end of the month, follow up sample messages. Okay, so I'm just going to read these briefly. So, hey, Samantha, what do you guys have planned for the end of the month? It's actually our spring break, so we are headed to the beach in a couple of days. I know when we connected earlier in the month, Plexus was something that you were interested in. So I just wanted to pop back in since we only had a few days left in the month. I didn't want the opportunity or discounts to slip by. So I just wanted to see if you had any questions that I could answer for you, or if you were ready to go ahead and get started. That should be a question mark at the end. Or, hey, Samantha, I know before when we were chatting back and forth, Plexus seemed like it was a good fit for you. So I wondered if I could ask you what's keeping you from getting started and from you jumping in and wanting to get started, question mark. So these are something that I want you guys to do tomorrow, tonight, ASAP, because we have, how many days left in the month do we have? Like 8, 10 more days in the month. So if you go ahead and get this going, then you're going to be way ahead of it. Don't wait until the end of the month to do these, you guys. That's why I'm doing this right now. So you guys have a jump start on these things. Okay. So going back, oh Lord, how do you go back? Oh, there we go. Okay. Follow-up timeline. If they're engaging with you and then stop responding, relax. This is totally normal, because you guys, a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I messaged all these people. No one's getting back to me. And I'm like, the follow-up is in the fortune. Like, you're most likely not going to have someone, you're not going to message 10 people, all 10 people respond ready to get started. You guys, it's follow-up, relationship building, follow-up, relationship building, follow-up, invite, relationship building. It's a mix of all of those things. Think about it. I feel like we forget how often or how our journey came about, right? Did you sign up immediately when your friend messaged you? How many events did you go to? Did you try a sample? And so I want you guys to think about that. Okay. So you're going to send that message, and 3 days later, if no response, you're going to send the next one, and I'll show you the next one. And then you can see how the flow of this, I will have this in Hope Dealers for you guys. But you can see 10 days later, no response, 1 month later, 2 months later. So you can see how you can contact 10 times. Okay. And you might think, holy cow, 3 days later, that's a lot. But let me tell you, how many times, who shops at Kohl's Cash, whatever that may be, or anything like that. When you have something, I know I always say like this kid brand, they always let me know that my referral bonuses that I make, they're expiring, and they let me know. They are not shy of saying, hey, Andrea, your cash is getting ready to expire. Hey, Andrea, hey, Andrea, hey, Andrea. And they make suggestions of what types of clothes that I might like based off, sorry, you guys, I'm still here. Gotta do what you gotta do. But they make suggestions off of what things I've shopped in the past, and they are diligent about it. And you know what? It's usually that last email saying, hey girl, tonight is the last night that you can get this. And I'm like, crap. Okay. Midnight, I'm like shopping all these things because I don't want to lose my $20. Okay. So, all right. Closing the deal, top closing phrases. All right. So here is one of the 5, or one of the, how many did I say? I don't even like, how many did I say? Okay. I think there's like 5 of them. Okay. From all the information I sent you, what did you relate to most? Okay. So if you've sent a testimony, if you've sent a video, and here's the thing, you guys, what I've been doing is, if you have people on the fence, go through, write down who you have and what their health goals are. If you've sent them the video, go and send them a testimony. Say, hey, Samantha, I just saw this testimony and I thought that you would like to read it. It has some elements of your health goals that we discussed. From all the information I sent you, what did you relate to the most? And they could say X, Y, and Z. If someone doesn't tell me no, if they just don't say anything, I assume, hey, that's a yes. All right, let's go. Right. I assume the close. You guys, stop waiting for people to ask you to take their money, right? Stop waiting for people to ask you to take their money, because they're not. You have to ask the questions, and you have to pull them out. Hold on 1 second. You have to pull them out of their mindset of around the products and the opportunity, or whatever it may be that you're talking to them about. Hold on. Hey, Brooks. Let's see if you can come get this baby. So assume the close. Why don't I give you a call now and walk you through the sign up process? Hold on 1 second. Sorry, y'all. Gotta get the baby. Come here, buddy. You want to be on the team call tonight? You want to be on the team call? Okay. All right. So assume the close. Why don't I give you a call now and walk you through the sign up process? You guys, like I said, if they don't tell me no, if they're like, nope, not a good time, then I say, hey, why don't I give you a call right now and walk you through the sign up process? This will uncover the hesitations that they have, because usually they'll say, well, actually, we didn't go over cost, or actually, my husband says X, Y, and Z, or actually, whatever it may be. And then this gives you a gauge of where they are at in the process. And so that helps you uncover those hesitations, right? So if they stop responding, or they don't, you send them a testimony and they don't say no, then you're just going to go ahead and assume, right? And you have to go through this unemotionally, right? Like no emotions attached. You cannot be attached to the outcome, right? This, you just can't, because you are asking them questions and you're basically trying to dig the hesitations out of them. Okay. Do you have any questions, or are you ready to get started? Ask this and nothing more. Okay. Don't get nervous about going for the close and asking that direct question, because here's the thing. A lot of the times we can literally beat around the bush about all the things and never get to the closing phrase, right? And that just takes forever. You know, if I've given someone all the information, I'm going to say, do you have any questions, or are you ready to get started? Because that is the way that you're going to get them to tell you yes or no. And because I know a lot of the times they're like, well, they said they wanted to, but or here's the thing, they just hearted it. How many times does someone just heart it? And I will say, I'm going to take that heart as you're ready to get started. I'll give you a call now and walk you through the sign up process. You guys, don't be afraid to be bold. Don't be afraid to be bold, because this, to me, I feel like when you're bold about the closing, when you're bold about offering them, you know, all the information and things like that, it shows that you truly believe what you have will help them, right? Like for me, I know these products will help you. That is why I'm recommending the bigger bundle, because I want you to feel the best. I'm not just going with the smallest because I assume that they don't have the money for the bigger bundle, right? We cannot assume, you guys. Assuming doesn't get us anywhere ever, okay? All right, so 4, let me ask you, do you see this being a good fit for you? Are you ready to get started? If yes, great. Let's go to my website and jump on a call. If no, what info do you need to make a decision? Okay, so I'm thinking, gotta wait till payday. You know, our faucet leaks. Now we got to get X, Y, and Z, something along those lines. My husband said I can't do it. So what are you going to do to change that? What if Plexus could help with those things? So if they're like, I'm getting married, I've got to do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, listen, I don't understand. This would be a great investment, not only for your health, but what if Plexus could help you with all of those other things that you are worried about, right? Because how many times do we get to someone and they're like, I have my weddings coming up, or we're traveling, or spring break, and I just bought, you know, my kids' gymnastics stuff that was $500 and whatever it may be. Because I mean, I'm sure Brianna, when I said that, I'm like, oh, I'm sure Brianna can relate, because that's something that Plexus in the beginning helped her with. Not only did she get her products paid for, but that was one of the, probably in some bills, that was probably the first thing that she put Plexus money towards was Kennedy's gymnastics stuff, because that crap is so expensive. And so it's like, if she would have come to me and said, well, I can't because Kennedy, I had to just drop $250 on a leotard, then I would say, well, why don't you try the products? Let's get some friends going and you can help offset the cost, and then also have some money left over to pay for Kennedy's gymnastics stuff, right? This sounds like a great deal. I mean, honestly, if yes, great. Okay, go on my website, jump on a call. Okay, do you feel better about getting started? After I uncovered all of those hesitations, I'm going to say, do you feel better about getting started? If no, I definitely want to be I definitely want to be respectful of timing, because I am completely confident that when you're ready to make this a priority, the products will help a ton. Since you're not quite ready, why don't I drop a free sample in the mail? I'd love for you to experience the ease of fitting it in the delicious flavor. Let's schedule a time to chat again. And here's the thing, you guys, I don't send samples on the reg. I maybe truthfully send 3 to 4, 5 samples a year. Samples don't close the deal. Okay. Samples don't close the deal. Because my thought behind it is, the reason why I'm resorting to samples at the end of this is because I knew that I gave all I could. I followed up. I asked the questions. I uncovered the hesitations. And at the very least, I know that they know, okay, Andrea believes in this. She believes that it can help me. And so I'm going to offer a sample because that's going to give me another time to follow up with them and say, hey, what did you think of the pink drink? And have that next connection with them. Okay, so here's the thing. Successful people do consistently what others do sometimes. What's wrong? See, I'm sorry, guys. This is a crazy time for me. So here's the thing. We know that. We know successful people do consistently what others do sometimes. And I can bet you that the things that you're avoiding right now is exactly what you need to be doing consistently. All right. Pick the thing that you are avoiding and start doing it consistently. Start today. Start today. Nothing like starting at the end of the month, right? Now that will take some like gusto to do that, right? Not a fresh week, not a fresh month, smack dab, like basically almost at the end of the month. Do what you're avoiding. If you're brave enough to share, what are you avoiding right now? Drop it in the chat. What are you avoiding? Because that thing, that's what you need to do. That thing that makes your heart beat a little bit faster, that's what you need to do. All right. And you will see so much change and shift in your business if you just do it. All right. And so here's the thing. I want you guys to think about what you're avoiding, why you're avoiding it, what thoughts you have around that. Seriously, sit and think about that, because you can really uncover a lot of layers when you actually sit down and think, why am I avoiding following up with so-and-so? Why am I avoiding about posting more about the business? Okay. So here's what I love this. Don't pine for someone else's results. Instead, study their efforts and emulate their willingness to learn. Don't wish for what they have. Be willing to work how they have been willing to work. Anything is possible. So don't look to the left and to the right and wishing for someone else's results. Don't say, well, they just got lucky. They didn't just get lucky. Like I said in the beginning, they got tired of feeling the pain. They got tired of building a business alone. They got tired of their points dropping. They got tired of staying at the same place, and they made a change, and they've worked hard, and they've made sacrifices, investments, whatever you want to call it, in their business. They're not copping out for, whatever it may be. They're not letting their excuses get the best of them. They're diving in and they're standing tall and they're standing rooted, okay? Because they got tired. And so a lot of the times when you feel that pain and that is enough to push you over, that is when change happens, all right? And that is always the reason why we say you always quit before the good stuff happens, because you always give up before the good stuff happens. And a lot of the times it's so sad because it's like, we can see it. We're like, she's on the brink of like opening the gates to all of this, all the things that she's worked so hard for over the last 90 days. It's about to happen, but you have to believe that it's about to happen. And you have to have belief in yourself that it's about to happen. No one can have, people can believe in you, but they can't make you do the things, right? Like, that, and it's ultimately up to you. And so, I can actually stop sharing this now, but you guys, it is up to you. And I want you guys to understand that where you are right now, you don't have to be in a month, in 2 months, in 90 days, right? That is why 90-day pushes are so valuable, is because you can change if you're gold right now and you want to be ruby, guess what? You can go ruby in 90 days. You can go ruby in 60 days, 90 days. If you're senior ruby, you can go emerald in 60 days. No one says you can't. I've seen it done before. Stop having that as your story, as, oh, I couldn't do it. What you tell yourself, you will believe. The only thing that is stopping you from where you are right now and where you want to be is yourself and your thoughts around why you can't be there. And you're giving those thoughts truth by sitting in them. by allowing them to happen, right? And I loved it. I'm going to say this one more time. On our book study, they said, if you let something, I don't know, this is probably not the exact words, but if anyone has the exact words, but it's like, if you let something slip once, that, I don't know if they said it's an accident, but it's like, okay, but if you let it slip again, you're creating a bad habit, or you're creating a habit. And you're aware of it, it's like, you're aware, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to submit my morning rounds today. I've got too much going on. Got to get the kids out the door tomorrow. Well, I just, you got comfortable. You're like, oh, I didn't have to do that yesterday. Oh, I won't do it again today. Day 5, you haven't submitted it. And then you're wondering, why didn't I hit goal this month? Why didn't I hit senior review this month or next month? You guys, take advantage of knowing exactly where your business is. Take advantage of knowing that you have complete control over your business. That is one of the most amazing things about this industry or this compensation plan, is you can know it in and out, and you can know how to leverage it. And by calculating your points and your predictions every day, knowing where those trends are, how to grow, what leg might be, needing some more help. Being aware and not avoiding is crucial. The more you avoid, the less aware you are of the trends on your team. And I'm sorry, but if you want to grow, you have to be the leader that is aware. You cannot avoid those things. You can't say, I'm just not going to focus on my points and not physically be in there looking at your points. I'm not saying, when I say focus on your points, I'm not saying get in your back office every day, checking your points, hoping for an update, checking for a point, I'm saying getting in your back office, writing down your points that day, your predicted points. And then when you do that for 60 to 90 days, you're going to see a trend of where those points dip, where they go up, where you're going to end on the 28th. Let me ask this, drop a 1 in the comments if you're so surprised on the 28th when your points drop, when that attrition happens. No one? Okay, well then that's good, because then that attrition will occur on the 28th, and that's normal, you guys. That's normal. Okay, like this business, we have attrition. But if you know on the 28th that, hey, I dropped 300 points on the 28th, then you know what to account for when you're pushing for a goal, right? And so that gives you more power behind it. And here's the thing, the 28th, I always say this to Brianna and Heather, is like, the 28th is not the end all be all. The 28th is the day that all the subscriptions stop going out. That's not the day you stop working. That's not the day that your points stop growing. Where you ended the month, I mean, the thing is, the 28th versus where you ended the month, that's not a great indication of where your points are, because you've had 3 other days to gather points, or whatever that may be. So don't get so caught up on the 28th. That's just where Plexus has to shut it off, so that we can get a good idea of where we're at, and then have those a couple extra days to push for our points, right? And so anyways, Brianna, did you want to talk a little bit about social media, or? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So we just wanted to hit on some basics again, we're just really going through this, and it's going to sound repetitive, but it's repetitive until the light bulb goes off and we all start truly rowing in the same boat. And that's what we want, because when you come together as a team and everybody has that same vision and the same goal, and you know what you're doing and the flow is there, that's where your momentum can truly come alive. So with social media, I really focus on telling your story. Guys, be vulnerable. Share parts of your day that are hard. Share parts of your day that are amazing. Be just open. Let people in, and don't always make it a salesy, a sales post. It doesn't always have to be I need 3 friends to try my pink drink. Who wants in? Last night, just for an example, and I'm not a social media guru, so this is not anything special, but that post that kept going around that said something just remember, you prayed for where you were are today, 5 years ago, or whatever it said. And I just took it and I wrote it in my own handwriting with my own pen, my own hand. And then I told a story with it. I didn't just share the graphic. I didn't just post the picture. I told a story with it, because that picture doesn't do anything but stop the scroll. Great. She posted something cute, and they keep scrolling. But what you have to do is you have to stop the scroll and gain their curiosity. And like, it's like said, like the statistic is like, if you don't gain their interest in the first like 3 seconds of them looking at their post, they're going to keep scrolling. And so that's when you have to have that attention grabber. And yes, it's like the English teacher in me coming out. Your first sentence has to be like, like you've got to draw them in. Do a question, right? Do something that draws them like they want to read more. Your kids are great like every now and then, but guys, I'll be honest, just like Shilling Johnson said, nobody cares. Nobody cares. We all think our kids are great, grand, and wonderful, and we all think that they are perfect and amazing, but that's me. That's my grandma. That's my aunt and my mom and my husband. Nobody else besides that cares that what my kids did today. Like, they just don't. Everybody has their own kids, their own life. They want like real, juicy, relatable, vulnerable stuff. That's what's going to draw you an audience in that wants to follow you, that you can make an impact on, that you can influence. So you want those posts to be adding value, entertain your audience, right? The different things. And I'm like drawing a huge blank. What is it? To entertain, persuade, inform, like those things. That's what you're wanting to do in your post. Give free advice, share a recipe. I don't even care if you got it off Pinterest. Like, make it your own when you make the recipe. Go live and share, like what Andrea just told you about our book study on Monday. Make that a live video. Like, hey guys, I just read something amazing in this book that I'm reading called Atomic Habits. And so I just wanted to come on here and talk about this one thing that he said. And he said, you know, that you let it happen once, it's an accident. You let it happen twice, and it becomes a new habit. How many times have you guys done this with the gym or hitting snooze on your alarm clock? And just teach your audience something from the book. It's very like, it's really a simple concept, but we just overthink it like 9,000. We're like, oh, that's stupid. Nobody would want to hear that. But how many of us, when she said that, we're like, oh, that's like our life. Like, we let everything do like happen that way, right? So ingredients and all this science stuff, people don't care about. People could care less that like it has 12 strands of good bacteria or whatever. Like, see, I don't even know. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. Like, my team comes to me for the ingredients and I'm like, you are coming to the wrong person. Like, the color personalities, the science stuff is all way over there for me. That's not me. Like, I know that the probiotic puts good bacteria into my gut, and that's what I need. Like, that's what it makes me sleep better, and it keeps me from pooping all day. That's what I want to know. And that's what your audience wants to know. They could care less about the ingredients. Truly, you might find 1 or 2 people out of a dozen that you talk to that want to know that, like, that part of it, like the ingredients and things, but not a lot. Most of them just want to know, how's this going to make my life better? How is this going to change my life? That transformation, that's what they're after. They want to know, what's it going to do for me? Remember, they're the main character, not you. This is about them. How are you going to improve their everyday life? How are you going to make their life better? So that's what you want to focus on with your post. And then I just want to say, like, with pictures, just be like authentic, be you. You don't have to be in makeup all the time. You don't have to be perfect. Don't share a bunch of like pictures with the bottles. Like, if you want to talk about the probiotic, take 2 out and put them in your hand, right? Or like, if your kids want to share, you want the chewable kids vitamin, like, have them take it out and, like, you know, have it in their hands. the pink drink, mix up the pink drink, get in your stories with your pink drink. The Insta Club Hub, if you guys are not in that, that's like amazing stuff. And Brock Johnson, Shalene's son on Instagram. If you're not following these people and you want to grow on social media, I highly suggest that you follow them for their tips. Your post, grow your audience, your stories, keep them. So your post is what's growing your audience. Your stories is what keeps your people. That's what you're keeping them entertained. You're giving them parts of your day, right? You want them to come to you every single day and be like, oh, what did Morgan do today? Oh, it's Tuesday. I bet she's twinning with her daughter. Let's go check it out. Like those things people remember. And that's what they go back for, right? They go back for more. And so that's what you want to do. Talk about your laundry, talk about your dishes, talk about the dinner, talk about the kids throwing the fit, you being late for work, the traffic, like talk about those things. Like yesterday, my story, like I asked about my joggers, like how many days do you wear the joggers? Like, I don't know. Is it 1 day? Is it 2 days? Is it 3 days? I don't know. I had like 20 people vote. Like people want to give their opinion on something so silly of how many days do you wear your PJ pants before you wash them? Like those types of things are what keep your audience engaged with you. So you want to keep that like that fire going. That's how you do it. And so I always do I try and do 2 posts a day on Facebook, one Plexus, one not Plexus. And it doesn't have to be like, here's my pink drink. Sometimes it's just like fitting it into my like lifestyle post, like busy day, ran the kids, traffic, thank God for my mama juice. Like it can just be kind of fit in. It doesn't have to be a whole like big Plexus post. So I hope these tips kind of help because I know some of you really like come to me and you're like, what should I post? Like, I don't know what I should post. And really that's just when we're like not trusting ourselves and we're not having like, we're doubting and we're overthinking. And so I don't want you to do that. I want you to be authentic to who you are. And I just want you to post to that one person who you want to join your team. You don't have to talk to the masses. It can be talking to that one person, that one girl who has headaches all the time or migraines or whatever. You can mention that or post a testimony that talks about the migraines and the headaches. Like you can pinpoint things and talk about the business. Even if you made $50, guys, that may have put gas in your car. Like, I don't know. Like, talk about what that $50 did. Did it pay for your supplements? Did it pay for your car insurance? Did it buy the groceries this month? Like Andrea said, like when I started, those things made a huge difference for us. And that was what my post was last night. 5 years ago, we were living paycheck to paycheck. We were like barely making ends meet and he was working all the extra hours he could get, which didn't matter in the long run because they just took it back in taxes, right? And then he wasn't home with us. And I couldn't be away from the kids in the evenings because that would be ridiculous because any extra money I'm going to make is going to go to a babysitter, right? So people relate to those things. And I was able to bring in extra income from the couch with the kids. Those are the things that grab people because it's real stuff. Like real stuff. We forget that people are like really sometimes in the deepest, darkest days of their lives. And it just takes 1 second for them to read your post and say, okay, I've had enough. I need to do this. And so you just never know when it's going to be that right time for somebody just because of something that you've said or the influence that you have over them. Because when they see you being successful and portraying yourself that way, and they want an opportunity, who are they going to come to? Who are they going to think of? Right? We had a friend that said, you can put Plexus in their cabinets or I can. So it's who are they going to think of? So, and that's all I had.
Yeah, that's very true. One more thing and we'll wrap it up. But just going back to the posting and stuff, you guys, truly ask yourself this. If you want business builders, who wants a business builder? Who wants people working the business underneath them? Nobody? Dang. Okay, I know I do. Let me tell you, I started posting more about the business. I started talking more about the business in my stories. And here's the thing, think a lot of the times, a lot of you guys don't get in your stories on the regular. Like your face is not in there. You might post like one or two things. And then you're like, okay, it's going to look weird if I pop in here and be like, about the business. Okay. So it's not, you have to get in your stories more and add the business in. Like, for instance, today I took a picture at me filling my car up, right? And it was like $90. And I'm like, holy cow. Like, I used to be the girl that would literally fill her car up halfway because I didn't have enough money. And so I'm going to just make one small post, one slide that says, I can't imagine 6 years ago that I was the girl who would just fill her gas tank up halfway. Thank God for this opportunity for me not even blinking an eye for a $90 fill up, right? Slide if whatever, and then move on. Post about my kids, post about my dinner, right? Stop overthinking it. Stop being like, Sally's going to judge me. Sally's going to judge me. Because here's the thing. I was talking to someone earlier. I'm like, Plexus is a huge part of your life. If you're getting on these calls every Wednesday, it's a freaking huge part of your life. The income, if it's not a huge part, you want it to be a huge part. You want to make $10,000 a month. You want to make $15,000 a month, or maybe you just want to make 5,000, whatever it may be. You're here for a reason. So stop acting like you're not working the business. Stop acting like the Plexus, the income is like some voodoo weird stuff. It's not, you guys, come on. It's like, okay, here's the thing. It's like, this is what I've been thinking. It's like, we keep holding on to that story of, well, when I first started, I never want to work the business. Okay, well, that was 6 years ago, honey. You do want to work the business. So own it. Like, that's not your story anymore. You didn't start for the business, but you found the business and it's amazing. So don't continue to have that story attached to you that, well, I never started for the story, because you're probably still believing, or not started for the story, started for the money, because you're probably still believing in your head, well, I didn't start for the money, right? None of us probably did. I didn't. But guess what? I post more about the business, and it's not just like, join my team, join my team, join my team. Talk to that one person. Talk to that one person. What did the old Allison feel like before Plexus financially? What did the old Brianna feel like? Because a lot of the times we forget, when we have an extra $500 coming in that's paying the things that might have been stressing us out, we forget what we felt like, right? We forget about those things. And so go back to the reason why. Maybe you're just getting your products paid for, but oh my God, like, is that not the number one reason why people don't get started with Plexus? Is because they don't have enough money to pay for the flipping products? Talk about that, you guys. Like, talk about that. And here's the thing, when you're posting, make it genuine. Stop copying and pasting everybody else's post. If you're scrambling for a Plexus post every single time you go and you're like, oh, I'll just steal Emily's post today. And then I scroll my Facebook and there's like 16 posts on my team of the same people. You guys, come on. That's embarrassing. I don't care about people grabbing people's posts and making it theirs, or waiting a week to post, or whatever. But, a lot of the times I feel like some people make those posts out of their own head. And it's like, okay, like, I took time to make my post. I'm not saying you have to take time to make every post, but you have to have some thought behind the post. You do. You have to have some thought. Now, there are sometimes you can put like, you can grab a post that's so simple and that's fine. But when it's like a thought out post, like a long thought out post, and you're just like, I can't think of anything to post, I'm just going to steal Brianna's today. And Brianna's like, hold up, like, I thought it's fine, I don't care, but just slow down and work your business. Okay. I say that with all the love in my heart, because I feel so passionate about this topic, because I was the person that would always halfway do everything in life. And it never turns out the way you want it to, right? Like, halfway doing things, you might as well just not do it. And so if you just take time, if you're posting about Plexus 3 days a week, you have enough time in your day to sit down and think about 3 Plexus posts that can make an impact. Because every time you post, you should make an impact of some sort. And when we say that, don't let that freeze you and be like, oh my God, I've got to write something that's just monumental, that's just going to blow people's minds every single day. That's not what we're saying. But when you post a quote, post something about that quote as to why that quote resonated with you. Be thoughtful in your posts, right? Like, and it doesn't have to be like I post progress on my house, and those are probably the most popular posts right now that I'm posting. People love to see the progress of the house being built, right? Like those are, and asking, hey, what white, what this, that, and the other. And so anyways, just, we have a content calendar, an April content calendar. So if you don't know what to post, Hope Dealers under files, Tess makes one every, well, she's going to start making one again every month. There is a social media, in the, or whatever it's called, the pin to post, in Hope Dealers. It's like literally writing out your content. You can do 3 things that make my morning better. Bum, bum, bum. There you go. You added value. There are all kinds of little, like Brianna said, the headers, there's all kinds of hooks in that post at the top of Hope Dealer. So go look at that, you guys. We have a ton of resources. Just slow down and look at the things. One last challenge I have for you guys. You guys want business builders? I want you to write a list of 10 dream teamers. 10 dream teamers, okay? And I'm going to make a thread in Hope Dealers, and I want you to screenshot that. And I want you to put what it would feel like if you got all of those 10 dream teamers on your team in the next year. So it doesn't have to be done tonight, because obviously you might, for me, yesterday, I went through and I searched hashtags under Instagram that related to me. And I went through and I scrolled and I looked at people that I would love to have on my team. People that posted frequently, people that were in their stories, people that I thought added value. Those are the things that I'm checking off. Moms, boy moms, right? People that are like me. And so I have a list of 10 people. I did that at the beginning of this month. And I just invited one of the dream teamers to the opportunity event tomorrow. And she said yes. And you guys, it's relationship building. It's talking about flexes. It's not hiding. Like if you saw that person out, I hope you wouldn't be like, oh, I don't want to talk about plexus. Like that's weird, right? Like she sees you talking about plexus on your stories and your Facebook. Make plexus a normal thing. It shouldn't be weird. And so anyways, I like definitely connected with her over kids board games, you guys. Kids board games. Okay. She had some cute little kid board game, and Wes is super into those. And I was like, where did you get it? She's like, sent me the link. And so then I found a really fun one that we ordered. And I guess what? I went to her and I was like, girl, you got to get this for your kid. And so we've been talking back and forth. And today she's like, what is that? What is that drink that you had in your stories today? What do you know? And I'm like, you know what? I've actually been thinking about messaging you. Genuinely, whatever. Like, I don't know if you've ever thought about doing something like this. We have an opportunity event tomorrow, super quick. Would you want to come? And she's like, sure, I'll check it out. Guys, just simple, casual, simple and casual. And I also went to a girl today and I used Jen Cobb's verbiage. I was like, she posted about an electrolyte drink. I was like, how much are they paying you to post about that? Like, it's a girl I've made connections with. She's like, nothing. I was like, all right, we got to talk. Like, we need to talk, because she posts about this stinking electrolyte drink all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my in. It's my, it's my Jennifer Cobb moment. It's my in, you know? And it's like, that just breaks out. And when you're bold and you're confident about what you have, people are going, it's like, okay, one more thing and then we'll go. You guys know what Coachella is or whatever, the Revolve thing that's happening. If you guys don't, it's like a music festival. So I was watching this thing on it the other day, and this girl was like, we went to all the parties that like these celebrities were at. And she was like, we never had an invite to these parties, but we acted like we belong there, and people let us in. And you guys, if you act like you belong here and you know what you're doing, people are going to follow. You don't have to be a diamond to know what you're doing. There's a lot of diamonds out there that don't know what they're doing and they don't have any confidence. I'm telling you, it's the truth. You don't have to be a certain rank to have confidence and belief in yourself, but you have to start acting like it. You have to start acting like you know and you believe in yourself, because if you continue to question yourself all the time, that does nothing for your belief. That does nothing for your confidence. Okay. And so challenge 10 dream teamers. Write them down, high standards, you guys. And I want you to start connecting with them. These are the people you're going to go to and comment in their stories, comment on their posts, really engage. And these are people that you could see yourself hanging out with aside from Plexus, aside from Instagram. So I'll drop that post in Hope Dealers, screenshot your list, and let's hold each other accountable and close out the month. I will put all this content, the follow-up messages and everything in Hope Dealer, so you guys can have those as well. So thank you guys so much. Bye.